Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9, Episode 16.
I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
Yes.
Let's go.
So the ladies are still at Ashley's drag show arguing outside the building.
Yeah.
Karen is tired of Mia exploiting their emotions, and Mia is telling Karen to worry about her DUIs and all the men that she messes with.
That's fair to say.
Stacey is telling Mia to clarify things because people think that she's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Karen doesn't like that Stacey is supporting Mia. Stacey is saying to Mia, you know, when you're talking about someone's kids, you bring it to their mother, not in front of everyone. Then we see Ashley get down, get naked, and do her drag show.
Do your thing, Ashley. What is your thoughts on this scene?
My thoughts on it, what can I really say? I mean, we know Mia lies.
Okay.
So I understand the ladies wanted to like call her out on it or whatever. But I don't know. It just didn't hit for me. And then Mia telling Karen to mind her business and worry about all the issues that she has. That's definitely the best callback to somebody or come back to somebody when they're coming at you when they have their own dirt. So yeah. I don't fault her for saying that. And as far as Stacey's role in it, Stacey, I feel like should have stayed out of it. I really didn't see where Stacey had a place in it. So
yeah, to me, I'm just like, oh, I understand Ray is your husband, but like, are we gonna believe everything that was told to Ray? You get what I'm saying? Like, to me, what is Mia's husband name? Gordon, right? To me, they be lying together, in my opinion. So what was told to Ray and things of that nature, why would I believe Gordon just off the fact that he told me? And then why use this scene as we gonna really call Mia out for her lies this season? Karen, you haven't been the center of attention since episode 1, since that hat party. You get what I'm saying? So it's easy to criticize someone's story, even though it is lying, even though it was dragged out, even though it was the only story of the season, about what's going on in their story when you don't have one. You get what I'm saying? And now when it's time to actually talk about your story, when it's actually time to put the spotlight on your story, you didn't show up to the reunion. So I got nothing for Karen at all.
Yeah. So moving on, Gizelle, Karen, Ashley, and Keiarna meet up for lunch.
Yeah.
Karen says that Mia was defaming her character. She doesn't only lie, but she knew in Panama that her child was G's and she didn't tell all of the women.
I don't care.
Giselle feels like her eyes are wide open with Mia now, but they're done talking about her.
Okay.
Keiarna talks about how she and Greg got into a bad argument. Trying to live together is just a little bit challenging. The biggest issue is her being part of this group or being on the show. This is important to her, but he doesn't seem to see it that way and support her in this endeavor. Greg says that he has done all he can do when it comes to the support for Keiarna in this venture. Gizelle says that you don't have to dim your life or relationship, and he should be your support. Keiarna and Greg are at a standstill of whether they can live together or whether they need to go to their own homes. She accepts and supports everything that he does and everything that he comes with, but he picks and chooses when it comes to her, and that's what upsets her and makes her look at things differently.
Keiarna, what's going on in your life, Queen? Obviously, we all can agree that Keiarna is a attractive woman. She's a beautiful woman. Yeah. She has her own business, so obviously she's not stupid. So like, you are the catch. You get what I'm saying? And Greg can feel like he's the catch as much as he may act like it and things of that nature. So my thing is, why does it have to be a standstill? I thought you had this whole plan, this whole math to where y'all building a house together. Then within 2 months, you go get married. And now you at a standstill the way y'all thinking about going back to y'all separate houses. Like that makes no sense. So now I'm asking you, Keiarna, what does Greg represent to you? And I have to ask that because I'm going back to what she was alleged of, but basically like, Keiarna was basically into these drug dealers and things of that nature. And maybe Greg represents, I turn over a good leaf and Greg gets his money legally or something like that. And maybe he's a good guy in like his core. But if he's not supporting you, right? And my thing is, he's making it seem like I've already supported you enough. I ran out of support. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? As if support is supposed to be like finite when it comes to like a couple. You get what I'm saying? What was your thoughts with this?
Yeah, my thoughts about it are I really don't know what Keiarna sees in Greg. He seems irritated whenever she's around.
That is true.
He kind of nitpicks her personality as well. So I'm not the biggest fan of Greg, to be honest. And he could be like very well a great guy, a nice guy, and all that type of stuff, but he doesn't seem to be the guy for Keiarna, especially with everything that she wants to do in life and her business. I mean, she's over there wearing the T-shirts for his business and volunteering and hitting the pavement like he's telling to, and it is a little bit unfair that he can decide to withdraw his support for things that he doesn't see as valuable, but it's something that she considers to be important. So I don't like to see her upset and crying in this way, and I'm hoping that, you know, I feel like everybody wants to be in love, or a lot of people want to be in love, and it seems like she's someone who wants to get married, and I'm hoping that just because like she's getting older, and not to say she's old by any means, but you know, once you're in your 30s, you start thinking about having your own children and wanting to get married and all those things, and I'm just hoping that she's not rushing the process with somebody who's not really going to be a good partner for her. So, and
the thing about that is, and I'm sure we gonna talk about Greg, we gonna talk about Greg again, is the fact that he wasn't supportive of her when she came on the show the first time.
Yeah.
Now, I can understand. I'm going to give him a little bail to get out of jail, or maybe just to put on his books, right? I can understand if I was supportive at first, and then you got your wig split, and then I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
But you wasn't even supportive before the wig got split. So it comes off as if it's like anything she wants to do that will potentially take her away from your job or take her away from your benefit solely, it kind of comes off as if it's like selfish. You get what I'm saying? But I could get it if it's a reactionary thing of, you know what, Blair, you're not going to be doing that review channel with Chris because every time you come on there, you get your wig split. It's like, nah, I'm not supporting that.
Yeah.
But this is not that.
And the other bail I'll give Greg is that, Kay, you know, you signed up for the show. If he doesn't want to be on camera, or he doesn't want to really show his life, you know, that really is his choice. And I guess it seems a little bit unfair because when you do these housewives show, you are showing the dynamic of like your life, your relationships, your family, and all those things, but you really can't control whether or not your partner wants to participate in a television show. So Mia picks up Ink from the airport. Gordon apparently texted Ink about the paternity test and said something along the lines of, I'm sure Mia has discussed the results with you. She hasn't. So Mia says that you know, he did share the results, and Ink doesn't think that Gordon even took the test. Well, Mia says that she did get the results, and she says, I don't see why he would get it done behind everyone's back. That's her biggest issue. Ink doesn't like how Mia and Gordon have been operating without boundaries.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I'm not gonna put 100% the blame on Mia. Gordon was the one who came out during that reunion episode last year, I think it was, talking about the test and talk about the kids and things of that nature. So I'm like, even though Mia is definitely part of the problem, we're not gonna act like Gordon is basically got caught up in Mia's web as well. They both was creating this story, creating this storyline, creating this havoc and things of that nature around their family, around their own children. That's kind of like, even though this may seem kind of cold, but that's why I'm kind of like that's why I'm not sensitive about it, because I'm like, these people are these children's parents. They chose to do this to their own children and things like that. I'm not going to be or cause an uproar because Mia, the mother, and Gordon, the father, wants to do this to their own children.
But you can still know that it's wrong.
It can be wrong, but at the end of the day, a lot of things are wrong. And I'm just like, hey, y'all got to deal with that. That is y'all family. That is y'all issues and things of that nature. I don't want to get on my high horse and be like, oh no, that's so wrong, and how dare you do that to your own kids. I can be like, Mia, however you choose to parent your kids, they got to live with that, and you got to deal with that. You get what I'm saying?
So Stacey is going to host a fashion show, and in the fashion show, they're going to have dogs walking with them available for adoption. Okay. So Ashley and Stacey are at the adoption agency. Apparently, Stacey attended her second mediation appointment, and things went well. She has one more appointment, and then it's a wrap. Ashley says that she's at a stalemate when it comes to their confidentiality clause. Her lawyer basically dug up into her behind and told her, you need to get moving on this public claim in order to get things moving forward. or you're going to be in the same position for years to come.
Yeah.
Stacey confirmed that she waived her right for child support, and Ashley asked, so what if he gets remarried? Stacey says that Arabella will always be their daughter and be taken care of. Ashley says that Stacey is unemployed as far as she knows, so she needs to make sure that she's financially taken care of. You have to anticipate in divorces that things can get ugly. But Stacey says she's good. She knows her ex-husband. She knows who she's dealing with, so she is fine. Stacey's the type who has to learn by experience.
It's not even that. It's just like, what's the point of paying for a lawyer and they are advising you what to do as if you're the first person to get divorced, as if like your ex-husband is too good to be a deadbeat. Like there's such thing as deadbeat fathers out here. There's such thing as deadbeat husbands out here. So it's like, why even put that much trust in him when you're about to get a divorce? You find out some things was in your name that you didn't sign. So it's like, why would you want to be caught by surprise if something was to fall like off the wagon with this relationship? Side note, right? When it comes to adopted dogs, I'm tell y'all something about me. I have to, you know how you be scrolling on social media and things like that, and whenever they have like a adopt this dog, I have to scroll fast past it real fast because I ain't trying to let my heart beat when I see the dog. So I'm happy that she's doing the dog. I'm with the dogs in spirit. I cannot watch those videos. You know how they have the music playing and the dog eyes look all sad? Yeah. I scroll right past so fast.
Yeah. So my only thoughts about this is, Stacey's not going to listen to nobody. No. I will give her this much. I think that she's trying to go about it the best way she can, so that way she can get all of her terms met in the divorce. But I do hope that doesn't come to bite her in the long run.
It is, but it's Stacey.
So Keiarna and Greg go on a date.
Okay.
They are in their car driving there, and she's trying to talk to him about a disagreement they had earlier, and he's not really wanting to talk about it on camera.
Okay.
So he feels like they argue about the same things, and it's just kind of like personality based, man versus woman type of viewpoints type of things. And they're at the restaurant, and he tells her that she should go with the flow sometimes and just calm down. And I can see Keiarna just kind of like holding it together because she's like, calm down.
We on camera. My mama watching.
And Kay explains to him that, you know, she shrinks when she's with him, and she wants to be able to be her full self. It's always either his way or her way, but the focus should be them trying to make things work together.
Yeah.
And he does agree with that. She just wants to feel seen and safe with him, where he sees the value in her, and he hasn't made her feel that way. He can be dismissive of her feelings and what she needs. He tells her that he doesn't think that he dismisses her feelings.
Well, that's one way to dismiss it.
Yeah.
I don't want to overreact to a disagreement or an argument, because obviously it looks like they definitely had a disagreement or an argument before the cameras was on them. This is real relationships, y'all. Now, my only issue with this is y'all not married. So this whole idea, and y'all don't have kids together. So this whole idea that Keiarna, in some way you feel stuck, or like you feel like you have to put up with something. What's the best way I can describe it? My thing is this. I feel like Greg needs to, even though he does not agree, needs to learn to show up better on camera for Keiarna. Because that helps Keiarna.
Yes.
So y'all see us on this camera, right? And y'all may feel like y'all know us, but you don't, right? You don't see me writing on my sign, Blair did not do this. And you don't see on her sign, Chris did not do this, right? But there are definitely things that we swing and miss on when it comes to dealing with each other, right? But we do our best to, when we show up in front of the camera, that I represent her to the best of my ability. She represents me to the best of my ability. I feel like, forget the argument. Forget whatever y'all was talking about off camera. Now you're on camera, Greg. Show up the best way you can while you don't want to. You agreed to come on the show, even though you didn't want to, but at the end of the day, you're on the show. So I would think that you would show up in the best way to represent her, because you're at her job. You get what I'm saying? So the whole thing with you need to calm down, you need to go with the flow, it just comes off as if it's like, can you represent her a little better? Dude, you get what I'm saying? What is your thoughts?
My thoughts, I'll put it this way. I don't think he should put on for the camera.
Really?
I think that he needs to show up as he really is, so we can see somebody's real experience, you know? because I get tired of coming on these shows and everybody's fronting for the cameras. If this is how he really is, and Keiarna, these are the dynamics that you're really dealing with, then I want to see them be able to learn how to communicate better and get through them. So I don't mind that he's coming on here and he is being a bit dismissive and, you know, all of that. But I would say that if a conversation is broached on the camera, it would be nice for you to engage in the conversation. I think it is a little bit it's just weird to me because you're, like you said, you agree to come on camera, but you don't ignore Keiarna because you don't want to talk about something specific. Change the subject if you need to, but don't just like not say anything. That's the only thing that I didn't really like. But I do feel like when you are in relationships and even in the dating to marry phase, like I think that there are some differences in the way that men and women view things. I do think that sometimes people, whether it's the man or the women, if something is important to me and the other person doesn't value it, then that is a cause for disagreement or discussion, because I need you to, even if you don't see the value, you value me. So you will respect what I'm doing, even if you don't support it necessarily, or if you don't agree with it, but because you know this is something that I've always wanted or something that I'm working for, like you can at least not be a hindrance to me in the process. And I just think that this is just a conversation that couples have in different regards to different things. And I just would like to see him support her more. But if he really doesn't support Housewives, I mean, you can't make him, you know?
I mean, truth be told, we all don't support Housewives of Potomac, at least this this version of it. So like, I don't want to act like this is a great opportunity.
But,
I think Keiarna came on just a little too late.
Okay.
I think she joined a sinking ship. You get what I'm saying? But that's not for me to say. My whole thing is, hey, truth be told, they're merging their lives a little too much for me.
Yeah.
For like, it seems like there's too much. It's too much fake commitment going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all not engaged, y'all not married, there's no kids, and y'all trying to merge y'all lives and trying to do things where, Keiarna, honestly, you can do this on your own in the sense of, like, independent of him and leave the ball in his court if he want to marry you. But at the end of the day, you don't have to bank on his reaction solely. I'm not saying dismiss it as he's dismissing your feelings, but I'm like, he don't have the last say because legally he don't have the last say.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But I do want to say that with Keiarna, I hear what she's saying, and I wish that he could be sensitive to what she's asking for beyond the show.
Yeah.
If she's just saying, I want you to see me, I want you to value me, like, and I want to not have to shrink around you. And it would be nice for him to hear her and really acknowledge what she's saying, because by saying, I don't do that, that is very dismissive.
Yeah.
Like, if you could at least acknowledge what she's saying before you say that you don't do that. But even that can sometimes be a conversation, because sometimes in relationships and disagreements, somebody is not always going to acknowledge your viewpoint in a disagreement because they view it differently. So I think that it's just, I'm not happy to see her having to go through this, but I think that this is not an unusual disagreement.
It's just not normal for y'all to be playing married while not married.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird.
Yeah. So Vivian is the designer for the fashion show. Karen says that she wouldn't be able to come to the event because of Stacey's comment at Ashley's event.
Okay.
Wendy, Ashley, and Gizelle are there to get their gowns. Wendy did expect Stacey to defend Karen a little bit more, but she wanted to coddle Mia.
Okay.
Gizelle says that she was with Karen when they got their invite. And we know that Vivian, because of Karen, is what Gizelle is saying. And you really didn't give her the respect to let her know ahead of time that you would be meeting up with Vivian or having us using her designs, or, you know, just kind of giving her a heads up. And Stacey's like, I've known Vivian longer than I've known Karen. I don't need to check in with Karen for me doing business with my friend Vivian.
Facts.
So Gizelle says, well, you didn't really even ask us to participate in the event. Like, she didn't even know Stacey was into charities because Stacey didn't donate to any of her charity events.
Are you talking about you talking about the GNA joint?
Yeah.
You talking about that fake? Never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Gizelle says that she will not be in the fashion show. You also don't know my history with dogs, if I'm allergic, if I've been bitten by a dog. She says she was, but in the confessional, she said it might be a lie. She started giggling. So.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like the whole point is y'all trying to make an issue out of a non-issue because y'all have no storyline. And I'm just so happy the next episode is the last episode of this season, and it may be the last episode of this series for us.
And my only concern is how are you going to guarantee that the dogs aren't going to pee and poop on Vivian's gowns? That's what I was thinking the whole time, because Vivian was showing all these beautiful gowns, and I'm just like, so is Vivian going to have to get these things cleaned after you bring them back to her? I'm just like, I don't know how thought out this was.
Well,
I was just thinking about the logistics. I'm like, the doggies are cute, but
I hope they train.
Oh my goodness.
I hope they potty train. You know what I'm saying?
So we get to Wendy and Eddie, and Wendy will be filming an episode of the Dr. Wendy Show at the White House. Okay. She is going to interview the press secretary. So that is huge. That is great. Congratulations to Dr. Wendy for that.
Yes.
Stacey and Mia meet up for lunch.
Hold on, stop right here. I feel like this show, because that scene did make me think, like, this show is basically a billboard show. Especially after watching the Salt Lake City, at least the last couple episodes, right? And I only watched, like, the last episode, and I watched 2 episodes and the reunion, part 1.
You did of Salt Lake City?
Yes, I did.
Oh, right. We didn't talk about it.
We don't have to talk about it. Right?
I mean, off camera.
Right. No. I mean, we don't have to talk about it. Right? Okay. My thing is, they use this show to promote what's going on outside of the show itself.
Right.
Besides serving the show, right? Meaning filming together, going to events together, having conflict together, resolve together, and things of that nature. A lot of things that is going on with Potomac is really a billboard of what's going on outside of the actual Real House of Potomac. Karen's DUI, Mia's children, or Mia's with Inc. Mia's meeting with the press secretary. Wendy's meeting with the press secretary. Wendy quitting her job. All these things, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I quit my job today, but we don't get to see any of it. And then next thing you know, we have these little scenes to where it's like Ashley doing the drag queen thing, and then Kiana me. It's like, it just feels like y'all don't take the show seriously.
Yeah.
To me, at least, you know?
So Stacey, and I do feel like there's nothing really gluing the women together.
No.
It feels very disjointed.
Everybody's doing their own thing and everywhere. Yeah. It's just like, okay.
So Stacey and Mia meet up for lunch. Yeah. Mia says that Gordon is spiraling. According to Mia, he's always spiraling. She is upset that he is sharing their personal family matters with acquaintances, Ray. Gordon told Mia that he never told Ray about the paternity test. So that's a lie. So
that is a lie.
They be lying to each other. I mean, I'm not trying to dig too deep into it.
No, I'm not.
Stacey doesn't see why Karen can't be supportive, and Karen explains to her, Stacey explains that Karen warned her about different girls. She said, Mia, she told me not to get too close to you because you're not Potomac. And Mia was like, well, is Potomac being a drunk? Stacey says that Karen also told her that Wendy was self-centered and was always out for herself. Wendy, we're seeing her talk to Eddie, and out of all the ladies, she would like to invite Karen to the White House because it would be a full circle experience from her and her family's land and home in Surrey County. So her coming to the White House would be a great experience for Karen. Wendy has stood up for Karen this whole time, and Mia says that Wendy is a girl's girl. Stacey sees that Karen was just trying to make sure she stayed loyal to her.
So just to be clear, Karen told Stacey that Wendy is self-centered.
Yes.
This is what I don't understand, and I never really understand. Actually, I do understand it, and that's my only flack about Dr. Wendy, right? I don't understand how Dr. Wendy and Karen are cool. Because from the jump, Karen wasn't a fan of Dr. Wendy, period, right? From the jump, right? That's where some of the little things came in, you know, some of the coloring book and things of that nature, and just being disrespectful. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like this is my flack with Dr. Wendy, that I don't know how genuine her relationships are, because I feel like she plays based on how we feel towards somebody. So if people like Karen, then she's going to be in Karen good graces. If during the seasons when Candiace was on there, it was anti-Gizelle, so she was against Gizelle, right? Now Gizelle, it seems like everybody forgot everything that she's done and basically what she represents in Potomac, and now she seems to have no problem with that. When Mia started catching on and things of that nature, starting to get her popularity, and she got first chair, then all of a sudden we see them in magazine shoots, on cover shoots, and they are doing interviews together. I really don't know where Wendy alliance lays. You get what I'm saying? Besides with herself. Maybe it is to herself, and basically I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I'm on the show. But everything that was said here, I'm like, we already knew that. We already knew Karen did not like Wendy and things of that nature. We already know Karen is basically trying to get people on her side and basically trying to be the leader of the show, even though she's not at the reunion. So like, this didn't surprise me.
Yeah, it really didn't surprise me either. I mean, I get that Stacey's trying to stir the pot because Karen is upset with her, so she's going to blow up Karen's spot, so to speak. But I really didn't think it was necessary, because what if Wendy's self-centered? I mean, all the ladies on
all
here
of them
are
self-centered. So it's not,
all of these ladies
not
are
even saying anything.
And honestly, I don't feel like Wendy's self-centered, but in this group, none of these women are actually her friends. So I wouldn't expect her to go above and beyond for anybody, but I feel like she has for Karen, when really, Karen, you should have been gotten dog walked all season, to be honest.
That's true.
So and then when it comes to Mia's not Potomac. Mia's loving hip hop. So I mean,
Potomac is loving hip hop. So
so I don't know what to say.
Mia is Potomac. You know. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. We see y'all.
Bye.